All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. How y'all doing? I am sorry about the noise. So like a garbage truck right outside my house doing some removal of a whole bunch of stuff. So sorry about the noise. I think it's going to end momentarily. So we will just kind of talk through this part. But hope you all are well. We're gonna be live today on YouTube, Rockfin, Colin, and on X or whatever it is called these days. Um, let's see. Well, it stopped. I'm just waiting for the confirmation that it's going to be over. Well, what's up, people? How you doing? Good to see you. People are coming in. Felt like kind of like a long weekend away from Black Bear News. It was a very eventful weekend. Personally, this whole week, the year has started off with a bang. Um, as far as just being, I don't know, just it's full of excitement. I guess is the only way I can really put it. Just really exciting. Ah, I can't take much more excitement. You can't hear the garbage. Okay. I mean, there isn't. Excuse me. There isn't really a noise gate. It's just, um, well, the mic only picks up. It does pick up certain sounds far away, but this mic in particular is good for just getting like the whatever sound is close up to it and not necessarily farther away. I have another mic that would pick up that garbage truck, would make it sound like it is right in your ear. But this particular mic is just good for just getting the vocals. I think sounds like they're done. Yeah, I'm not using the condenser. And I would not use the condenser. Not for these purposes, really. I don't know that it's necessary. Oh golly, you had to ask, didn't you? Something's in the water. Well, actually, a bunch of people were asking. I made no promises that I was going to play a song on Friday. I said maybe I'll play a song. But, 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 um, because y'all are asking, I'll play a song. The song is called "Overthrown," and it's about the chumps. It's about the chumps that think they're running everything, um, and how they're not going to be running everything pretty soon. All right, so here we go. Oh, you know what? Now we kind of need the condenser mic for this. This would be better. Can you guys hear the guitar? I think I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Here, we'll turn this up. So yeah, if you got here early, you're in luck. I think this will sound better. Here we go. The song is kind of long. Just telling you. Took long enough for waking up. Now there's no going back. Oh, now I'm standing on my words are firm. I am a thunder fucking clap. Ain't no doubt about it. We gonna overthrow you, baby. You and your conditions. Ain't no doubt about it. Overthrow what you made. Yeah. It's of my volition. Ba 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 ba. Say, ba 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 ba. Oh, time is nigh. You've flown on high above the foolish and the plain. You take all sweat to all regret. Now stand for rebuke, most righteous. Ain't no doubt about it. We gonna overthrow you, baby. You and your conditions. Ain't no doubt about it. Overthrown what you made. It's of my volition. Oh, ba 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 ba. Let's see. Oh, ba ba ba. Oh, ba 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 ba. Create a whole new world. Filled with love. Nothing's said it's happening. Ain't no doubt about it. We gonna overthrow you, baby. It's of my volition. Ain't no doubt about it. Overthrow what you made. You and your conditions. Ain't nobody. Hey, yeah, yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Ain't no doubt about it. Overthrow what you made. Oh, it's of my volition. Create a whole new world. Filled with love. Nothing's said it's happening. Said it's happening. Ba 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 ba. Ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. Ba ba. Hey. Ba ba da ba da ba. Ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. Ba ba. Hey. Ba ba da ba da ba. Ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. Okay, all right. That was a little bit of okay, sorry, I got to take a breath. Kind of a shortened version of that song. The song is actually longer than that. and also the I haven't played guitar in several days version of the song. So I was trying to remember some parts as I was going along. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed that. It's called Overthrown. And actually it's going to be on a record soon. Yep. That song is going to be on a record soon. Because it has not been recorded like for real yet. So we'll see. Actually, you guys will probably hear about, you will hear about the record that song is going to be on. So, okay, let's get into it. See, y'all are here. I've got your attention. Great. Lift. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where's the block button? Jesus Christ. Anyways. You got just humor, hilariousness going on in some of the chats. You guys good? All right. Let's get into it because it's already super late. My God. I actually need to do like 3-hour shows or maybe even 2-hour shows. Just an hour during the day is just not enough to cover all the things. Right. Yeah, actually, so, I was saying that song is coming out soon, and I'm going to be doing like a, kind of like a I'm doing several albums this year. Several records. I forgot to actually expand on this a little bit. So this year I'm doing several records, and I'm going to be doing some, fundraising to help in the production costs of the records. So I'll be letting you guys know about that as well. Also, if you want to, might as well do it now. If you want to, if you want to support my music, you know where to go. You can go to kevinsamblum.com. So there's that. I'll go through the other ways you can support later. All right. Or maybe now. If you want to support this show, in the way that it appears for you every day, which is free $99. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com. You can, that's buymeacoffee.com/blackbearnews. You can cash out me at Red Llama Music. You can Venmo me at Kevin Samblum. You can PayPal.me at Kevin Samblum /Kevin Samblum. You can Zelle me at Kevin Samblum at protonmail.com. All right. Okay. We're done with that. All right. But I'll be letting you guys know about the music projects. They are a-coming. It's pretty funny. Somebody in the chat on Rockfin is called lift.reject. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Land of Oz on Twitter. Give me a thumbs up. Great song, Kevin. Thank you. Land of Oz. I appreciate y'all. Where else do you get live music and news in your day, in your daily broadcasts? I ask you. Alrighty. So I haven't really covered the earthquake that happened in Japan. That's right. Victory Jen, nowhere is correct. The correct answer. We haven't really talked a lot about the earthquake that happened in Japan. It was kind of a large one. It was like in the 7.2 or 7.1. And I haven't really covered much about it. There's been so much going on. And I'm on the fence about, earthquakes are not necessarily climate change news, but maybe they are. Some people would argue that they are. Um, but what is happening though, with the earthquake is actually that there is complications from the earthquake. A lot of people have been cut off from aid and had their lives kind of upended. And this is, definitely not a great situation. Scenes of loss play out across Japan's western coastline after a quake kills 92. I think the death toll is more than that. 242 still missing. Although Japan is reputed for reliable disaster relief, essential supplies such as water, food, and blankets have been running short. And another article from Doomer Girl News, snow hinders rescue and aid deliveries to isolated communities after Japan quake kills 161. So the death toll has grown. Some people were living out of their cars. Long lines formed at gas stations. Was it 7.5, Steph? I guess it was. Obsolete objects. I don't know. Well, I guess I'm inspired by jazz. I don't know about a jazz. Yes, I guess a jazz background. Sure. It's in there. It's in the mix of what I play. Anyways, some people were living out of their cars and long lines formed at gas stations. Food and water supplies were short. We want everyone to know help isn't coming to some places. Help isn't coming. Words that are becoming more common with each disaster. I mean, this happened in California last winter when we had massive snow. We had 13 atmospheric rivers or something like that, and we had this incredibly huge snowfall, and a lot of communities in the mountains were cut off. The roads were completely impassable and closed. Close to where I am in the San Bernardino Mountains, the roads were completely impassable, and several people died because they could not get adequate shelter or adequate food and water. 7.5 is pretty intense. Yeah, 7.5 is up there. Like when you start getting over like 6.5 into the sevens, that's when it starts getting super strong, for sure. For sure. All right. Let's look at this article just a little bit. Snow hinders rescues and aid deliveries. Rescue teams worked through snow to deliver supplies to isolated hamlets Monday, a week after a powerful earthquake hit western Japan. So this is a case of compounding disasters, which is kind of the time that we're in, especially with the climate changing. You have situations where you maybe have a one natural disaster followed by another, and what have we seen in the last 5 years? Numerous times when there's been one natural disaster after another, and also the inability for emergency crews to get in. I mean, we can go all the way back to Katrina. The inability for emergency response to really happen. Oh yeah, I remember that. G. Demers. There were roads, like pretty major roads down, right, in Canada. Last few years, I saw that. And what it is these extreme weather events are going to impact the infrastructure and the ability. I mean, going all the way back to the great Texas freeze when it got so cold that the grid went down and people were without heat, electricity, food, water for close to a week, and it really got it was a couple of days away from being a really huge disaster. You know, I think it was short enough that people could weather it out. But had that situation gone on for a few more days, you would have started to see some real panic set in, and you probably would have seen like a much bigger death toll. Anyways, heavy snowfall in the Ishikawa prefecture over the weekend into the new week added to the urgency. After New Year's Day, 7.6 magnitude Temblor, which is pretty big, 103 people were still unaccounted. 200 reported earlier, 565 people injured. Hundreds of aftershocks followed, rattling Noto Peninsula where the quakes were centered. Taiyo Matsushita walked 3 hours through mud to reach a supermarket in Wajimi City, 3 hours through the mud to buy food and other supplies for his family, the home where he lives with his wife and 4 children. And about 20 nearby homes are among the more than a dozen communities cut off by landslides. Power was out. In a matter of hours, they couldn't even use their cell phones, he told Gigi Press. Yeah, that whole power going out thing is something to fear. Right? We're so connected. Everything, you know, we have everything at our fingertips, and you know, we have information and communication, and you know, but if the power goes out, it is not long before people are going to have a hard time communicating. And if you don't have access to a generator or some other way to get power, then late Saturday, a woman in her 90s was rescued from a crumbled home in Suzu, Ishikawa Prefecture, after 124 hours trapped in the rubble. Wow. She was welcomed by shouts of encouragement, although the darkness and a long blue sheet of plastic blocked her from view. Anyways, that is it's a frightening situation, and I titled this video "You're on Your Own," and it sounds very scary, but we've been talking a lot about this, and it's been a big topic of conversation in general, in all parts of society. Like, what are you doing to prepare for a possible breakdown in society or breakdown in services? And so, imagine you are on your own. You might not be totally on your own, not in the moment, but imagine that you are on your own. Imagine that things go sideways, Think it through. It's a scary thing to think about. It is. But think about what you could do, what you might have to do, right, to get through a situation where you might not have a grid or might not have power for a week or weeks at a time. Like, what would you do? Yeah, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about earthquakes. I'm on the fence about earthquakes being like a climate change thing. A lot of people say, the idea that a warming world would create more seismic activity makes sense. A warming world is an expanding world, right? Because when things get warm, what do? They expand. Sea level rises not just from melting ice. Sea level rises from warming oceans. If the ocean water warms, it expands, and that's part of the sea level rise. That's part of the science. Ooh, I just so yeah. So in a warming world, and a lot of people are talking about fracking in the chats. Yeah, indeed. Well, any activity like that could disturb mining, fracking, oil drilling, anything that we're doing, deep into the crust of the earth, I'm sure is going to also exacerbate the situation. So, but a warming earth, a warming world would certainly, I think, lend to heightened seismic activity, right? Sure. Okay. Obsolete Optics says, did the fuel pools at the Shika nuclear power plant crack and giant? I don't know. Did you all see anything on that? Did you see something on that? I did not. It says 2 days ago, fuel pool meltdowns at Shika nuclear power plant, but this is who is this, a YouTube video? They're saying it's an oil leak. This is from the Sky News. Okay. A nuclear power station in Japan has reported an oil leak. So there you go. But not a fuel pool leak, right? Today, an oil slick measuring approximately 5 meters by 10 meters was seen floating on the sea surface in front of the power station. Right. It's 40 miles from the epicenter. External radiation levels have not been affected, and there are no adverse impacts on human health. This is according to Sky News. This is the official news story. So who knows? I don't know about that, but this is what they're saying officially on the surface. I guess we have to take this at face value, but gee, Demer, you guys are hitting me with some good articles here. Water containing radioactive materials spills over at Kashiwazaki nuclear plant. Huh. So it looks like they had a spill of radioactive materials. Dana Durnford reported of nuclear meltdown at Shika Power. Oh man, okay. So I haven't seen any of this. So thank you guys for sending that. Would somebody do me a favor and either, I'm sure you're already doing it, drop links in Rockfin or on Twitter? It would be oh so helpful if you all could do that. If you have a link to these videos or articles that you speak of, please drop them on Twitter or Rockfin, and so I can look at them and maybe talk about it. I have not seen any of this, so pardon my my inability to see all the news all at the same time. It's really hard. Okay. Yeah, I want to. I'll have to watch that video. So I don't really can't really do it real time in the show. We're already running very late. Anyways, moving on to another thing. We'll talk about this some more tomorrow. As far as the possible like meltdown or non-meltdown or spillage situations, okay? Let's see. Shika nuclear power plant systems to supply power to nuclear plant in Ishikawa partially unusable. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Quake affecting electricity supply to the nuclear power plant. Isn't that what we're worried about? Isn't that what we're worried about? It's like, the nuclear power plants are supposed to deliver the electricity on the cheap and the clean to people. But if there's a, earthquake, tsunami, flood, whatever, or just hot, warm temperatures on rivers that are used to cool the power. But like, if the power plant loses power and is unable to continue operating, and maybe the generators don't work either, that's when it starts getting like real scary, right? Got it. One transformer for Unit 2 was reported to have leaked approximately 3,500 liters of oil, rendering a portion of the external power supply system inoperable. Wow. Well, none of that sounds real positive, does it? Okay, we're going to move on to a couple other things before it gets too late in the day here. Good. I mean, I don't know who Chris Till is. But echoing kind of what I've been saying for a really long time. He says, is there a possibility that we could see an opposite situation of the climate scam thing from a decade or so ago? Well, it's still very, very... The climate scam thing has got more legs than ever, than even a decade ago. Where rather than scientists being accused of hiding a supposed drop in global temps, instead we see governments pressuring scientific organizations into hiding the true scale of the warming above the IPCC baseline. I just get the feeling that there are a lot of people out there that really don't want the global headline to be whole of 2023 above 1.5 C target that we weren't supposed to reach for 30 years or ever. Well, there you go. Chris is on to something here. Not trying to be too conspiratorial, but I just have a bad feeling that something dodgy might be happening or will soon. If indeed 2023 didn't already breach 1.5 C, the rolling 12 months January, February surely will. If we don't hear anything by that point about 1.5 C, then I think we'll really have a problem. Yeah. For sure. Anyways, he's on to something there, which is true and correct. Thanks for pointing that out, Chris Till. Max Wilbert, old growth forest destroyed for solar panels. This is an outrage. I've been seeing a lot of these posts. I just saw something in Ireland. Was it Ireland? I think it was Ireland. Where they're draining the bogs because they want to put in wind farms. So they're draining the bogs, and it's completely destroyed the habitat there. So now we're gonna start just destroying like whole ecosystems so that we can install solar panels and wind farms. I mean, We are already doing it. Wasn't Planet of the Humans is now, how old is Planet of the Humans? 3 years or 4 years old? Talking about the idiocy of destroying habitat, ecosystems, intact ecosystems to install these things that are not going to last that long. Anyways, these are particularly painful before and after pics of the Oberon solar project near Joshua Tree National Park. Ironwood trees over 1,000 years old were blocking the sun. So they got rid of the trees in the desert. Yeah. All right. Think again about the solar, the godsend of solar power. Al Gore telling you what a wonderful world it is, or is going to be. What's the Donald Fagen song? What a wonderful world it will be. What a glorious time to be free. Yes, IGY. So that is happening, among other things, among the so many international geophysical areas. Among the yeah, I know that song was a I don't know what it was, parroting this like the, you know, the utopian the hopium addicted masses. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it was a tongue in cheeker, but yeah. Anyways, let's move over to some other things. I don't know if we're going to have time to jump off of Rockfin or jump off of YouTube and go to Rockfin. I don't know. Speaking of RFK Jr., Whitney Webb did a interview with Kim Iverson. Pretty good interview. Parroting, yes. Whitney Webb talked about how Ghislaine's father was trying to get her to marry into the Kennedy family. Trying to get Ghislaine Maxwell to marry into the Kennedy family. Then Amaryllis Fox, a CIA operative, succeeded and married Robert Kennedy Jr.'s son. And people have long talked about this. She proceeded to edge out all the good people from the campaign and brought in her CIA buddies and forced Dennis Kucinich out. RFK Jr. is essentially the new deep state operation. The irony, he doesn't even know how he's being manipulated and used. He doesn't even see it, or maybe he does. I don't know. Doesn't seem to be. He can't be that. I don't think he can be that unaware of what's going on. It is an odd thing. It's like everything he says is so great, and then he gets to Israel, and it's a big old record scratch. It's a big old what the heck is going on? They actually did talk at length about whether this was he was being strong-armed to say these things, or whether he was saying these things in order to cover. It was cover for, you know, his real feelings on it. You know, I don't know. It's certainly unnerving, and it also is certainly, it kind of kills everything else he's saying. You know, it actually destroys everything else that he says. Um, Apparently, Whitney Webb has had a lot of conversations with RFK Jr. and at one time was interviewed by him. It was a couple of years ago. I actually haven't watched the interview. I'm going to go back and watch it. But it actually just, it's a campaign killer. And if he's doing it because he thinks it's going to further his campaign, right now the one candidate that has any kind of coherence or any kind of true guidance on the situation, true words on the situation in Gaza is Cornel West. He's the only one. Literally every other presidential hopeful and much are fully on the ice cream is good. Israel has a right to defend itself. Like they just are, just say the words, say the words, say the words. And you be the judge on why they're doing that. Dr. Shiva as well. Is he Israeli supporter? Victory Gin? Really? Dr. Shiva? Or is he saying no? Are you saying Dr. Shiva is in there with Cornel West? I can't tell. Please clarify. Dr. Shiva doesn't strike me as somebody who would toe the line there. But it certainly is odd. Yes, okay. It was kind of worth responding over. Are you serious, Tim Bob? Are you joking? I can't tell. Sometimes I can't tell whether these are victory. Oh, well, I know. Is Jill Stein better on it? I don't know. Yeah, Jill Stein is running. She is running. She's running as an independent, I think. I'm getting or am I wrong about that? I'm getting emails from her. Because at one time I voted for Jill Stein. Okay. Got it. She's better. No, I mean Cornel West is the only one, and again, all these candidates are really problematic, depending on what you're talking about, right? It seems like Cornel West is not going to be one that's going to stand up necessarily to the deep state, given his take on other things, right? It's just like his take on other things is like, what? I don't get that. But then, when it comes to Gaza, he's like really good on it. He's like one of the only candidates that actually can see the light or the truth or whatever. So, but I don't know. I just don't see anybody out there that really like makes me, like, woohoo. I see people out there getting excited about candidates, and I'm like, I don't know. I can't get excited about a one. There's not one person out there that I'm like, all right, I could probably rock with you. It's just I mean, I don't even want to. I had such high respect and regard for RFK Jr. There's some some good throwdowns going on the Rockfin chat. Anyways, it's just a barren. I know, I know there are plenty of people that are like, well, is voting going to fix anything anyways? I get it. But right now, I mean, I don't know. There's not one person I would walk into a voting booth for and go, there's not one. Not really. I can't even do a, like, you're okay, you're pretty good on a bunch of things. Right now, I'm just like, none of you. None yes. None yes are getting my vote. So it's going to be like it's going to be an abstention right now. As it stands, it's going to be an abstention for me. I can't go for anybody. Realistically. So, yeah, that's how it's going. I might go. What's the dude? What's the Church of Satan guy's name? I don't know. I might go. Just or none at all. How about none of the above? None yes. Let's listen to this. We're going to end the show with this. Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate call a Washington Post reporter, Elizabeth Dwoskin, live on the air after she emailed the Gray Zone saying she wanted to talk to them for an article. She emailed them and said, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about your she wanted to talk to him about an article she's working on about October 7th. And she was saying they're minimizing the tragedy that October 7th was. But let's listen to this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna bring this over here. Hold on. We got better sound happening if I bring this here. But it's a pretty good conversation. I mean, when I see people supporting certain people for president, it is fairly, in my very jaded outlook, very laughable. And I know at one point I was supporting people for president, and I still would. If maybe if RFK was better on Gaza, or maybe if Cornel West was better on other things that are going on, right? J6 and COVID or something, because he seems to be towing the line on those things, right? He can't see around those ones, but he can see Gaza for what it is, and I appreciate that. But I just can't rock with him on the other things. Anyways, whatever. Here, let's listen to this.
But you're not. It doesn't seem.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Is this Elizabeth Dvoskin?
May I ask who's calling?
Yeah, hi. It's Max Blumenthal from the Gray Zone, and I'm here with my colleague Aaron Mate.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for calling.
Sure. Yeah. You wanted to talk about our factual journalism?
I did. I wanted to interview for my piece.
Yeah, I got an email from you accusing us of minimizing the atrocities on October 7th.
So I'm wondering if it's possible, because I'm about to be on another call, if we could schedule a time to speak Monday or Tuesday. Obviously won't run prior to that.
I'd like to talk right now before we do that, because I am confused based on the language in your email. You are accusing us of minimizing atrocities on October 7th, but you're not. It doesn't seem like you're. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to do here and why it seems like you're planning to attack the investigative journalists who have helped expose a major scandal, us and Ali Abu Nima, which has been confirmed even by Israeli media and by Israeli military officials like Colonel Golan Vach, in which Israel killed Israeli civilians on October 7th. There were friendly fire orders. You're attacking us instead of doing the investigation yourself on this scandal. And I'm really confused about why that is.
So I definitely want to talk through everything. I don't want you to feel attacked. I want to talk you through the points in the story. I'm of course aware that there were deaths due to friendly fire. And I've read the Israeli media reports as well, some of which you cite. And yeah, let's just...
So how are we minimizing, just tell me now, how are we minimizing atrocities by reporting these facts?
So I'm about to be on another call and you're kind of springing on me. What I appreciate doing is scheduling a time to talk so that I can hear everything that you have to say and talk you through everything. Just the way
the question is for you. No,
wait, Aaron Mate has a question. It's not all I can't always get him here.
We didn't contact you. You contacted us. So we want to hear from you. What is your issue with us? How are we minimizing what happened on October 7th? If you believe that, since you wrote it, it should be easy to explain. So let's hear it.
So I appreciate you asking me a question. My other call is asking me questions. My other call is starting in a minute.
When is your other call over?
I don't know. It's another interview. But
I mean, no, but we need to have trust. We need to have trust before we go any further. And I see that you have minimized the Nakba of Palestinians writing for Columbia University's paper. You describe them as just a bunch of desert Bedouins. Are you a Zionist?
I'm not sure. Like,
I mean, I see you're retweeting Barry Weiss, who's a major supporter of the Israeli genocide in Gaza. And I need to know, are you ideologically committed to the system of Zionism? And it's very curious that someone like that would be assigned to this story. And it's also curious to me that the Washington Post refuses to investigate the real story and hold accountable this powerful apartheid state and is instead attacking independent journalists. You are afflicting the afflicted and comforting the powerful, as the Washington Post has traditionally done. So why should we even trust you to set up some kind of call?
I mean, that is completely up to you to do so.
Are you a Zionist?
Sir, that is completely up to you to set up a call. This isn't about any personal biases, ideologies. That's not what this...
Do you support Israel's military campaign in Gaza?
Excuse me, what is it? I feel like you're interrogating me and my other
Well, you
call
just
is starting.
you deserve to be interrogated. It's highly inappropriate that someone who seems to have such deep affection for an apartheid state committing genocide would be assigned to this story and is attacking independent journalists who produced factual journalism on a major scandal instead of holding to account the state and military responsible for that scandal. And by the way, why is the Washington Post always minimizing genocide, the attack on the Maghazi refugee camp? It was referred to as just strikes against Hamas in the Washington Post. Where is this? You're the social media reporter. Where is the report on all of the Israeli social media posts, the TikTok posts celebrating the genocide of Gaza, mocking people in Gaza for having their water and energy turned off? The Israeli soldiers in Gaza proudly committing war crimes on TikTok, broadcasting it to the world. Have you written one story about that as the social media reporter?
So feel free to send me anything, any articles or clips that you think...
Feel free to answer the question.
Feel free to send me any articles or clips.
See, this is why nobody trusts corporate media and why they're reading Electronic Intifada and The Gray Zone, because you can't even answer these questions. You can't even tell us about your own Zionism and why you're doing this hit piece.
I'm really just taken aback.
Why? I'm taken aback.
Okay, Okay, well, I apologize for being taken aback, but I feel like the next step, the natural step that anyone does when one is interviewing a story subject is, or anyone who's mentioned or has a reference in a story, is to talk the whole thing through, to schedule a time and talk it through. So that's all I'm saying.
You didn't even ask me in the email to schedule a time or talk it through.
So I apologize.
You could have sent questions.
Because I'm running late to another call. So I'll send a follow-up email to your email with suggesting some times. Does that work?
Do you still believe that Palestinians, that the people of Palestine were just desert Bedouins before Israel?
Okay, Liza Dvoskin of the Washington Post has hung up on us. She has said that she has another call that's so important that she can't interview or discuss this issue with her interview subjects. And she won't address her own pro-Israel sympathies, which are obviously relevant to this story. So.
Well, that's a pretty typical interaction with somebody who tries to write a hit piece on the Gray Zone. We've done this many times before with people. When we call them and ask them for the evidence for their claims against us, they universally are unable to engage and oblige. And that one was no exception.
All right. Good stuff. That was great. Yeah, she she looked just terrible. Didn't really have anything good to say. Spent the whole time going, "Oh, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go." And the funniest thing is when she was like, you guys are just kind of sandbagging. You guys are surprising me with this. They were like, no, you wrote us. We're just calling you back. So great. All right. Listen, guys, that does it for me. Hope you all enjoyed the show. I will see you all tomorrow at the regular time of 9 a.m. Pacific. Where are we on? Daylight now? Pacific Daylight Time. So Zionist tech support. Exactly. Oh, could have got. I think Lyft Reject is head of Zionist tech support. And I feel bad. I'm sorry you're a Lyft Reject. Lyft Reject. I don't know. You couldn't make it? Is that what you're saying? You couldn't make it driving Lyft? Is that why you're a Lyft Reject? Well, that sucks. Anyways, sounds kind of bunk. Anyways, all right, guys. Peace to you. Thanks for. I don't know, Rich. Was about this and about that. A little of this and a little of that. So I'll see you all tomorrow, and I appreciate you. And y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, peace.